Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Shatarashata Shishimat His Divine Grace Shila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai To the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Text number 3. Chapter 2 is called Divinity and Divine Service. Okay. number 3. Yasvanubhavam akila shruti saramekam. Adhyatmadipam atitirshatam tamondam. Samsarinam karunayaha purana guhyam. Tam vyasa sunumupayami gurum muninam. Yasvanubhavam akila shrutim saramekam. Adhyatma dipam atiti tirshatam tamohandam. Samsarinam karunayaha purana guhyam. Tam vyasa sunumupayami gurum muninam. Yasvanubhavam akila shruti saramekam. Adhyatmadipam atitirshita tamondam. Samsarinam karunayaha purana guhyam. Tam vyasa sunumupayami gurum muninam. Yasvanubhavam akilatma shruti-saramekam. Samsarinam karunayaha purana guhyam. Tam vyasa sunumupayami gurum muninam. Yasvanubhavam akila shruti-saramekam. Adhyatmadipam atitirshatam tamondam. Samsarinam karunayaha purana guhyam. Tam vyasa sunumupayami gurum muninam.
Yasvanubhavam akila shruti-saramekam.
Yasvanubhavam akila shruti-saramekam.
Adhyatmadipam atitirshatam tamondam.
Adhyatmadipam atitirshatam tamondam.
Samsarinam karunayaha purana guhyam.
Samsarinam karunayaha purana guhyam.
Tam vyasa sunamupayami gurum muninam.
Tam vyasa sunumupayami gurum muninam. Yaha, he who sva-anubhavam, self-assimilated, experienced, akila, all around, shruti, the Vedas, saram, cream, ekam, the only one, adhyatma, transcendental, Deepam, torchlight, Atitirshatam, desiring to overcome. Tama Andam, deeply dark material existence. Samsarinam, of the materialistic man. Karunaya, out of causeless mercy. Aha, said. Purana, supplement to the Vedas. Guhyam, very confidential. Tam, unto him. Vyasasunum, the son of Vyasadeva. Upayami, let me offer my obeisances. Gurum, the spiritual master. Muninam, of the great sages. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto him, Shuka, the spiritual master of all sages, the son of Vyasadeva, who, out of his great compassion for the gross materialists who struggle to cross over the darkest regions of material existence, spoke this most confidential supplement to the cream of Vedic knowledge after having personally assimilated it by experience. Purport. In this prayer, Srila Sutta Goswami practically summarizes the complete introduction of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural supplementary commentary on the Vedanta Sutras. The Vedanta Sutras, or the Brahma Sutras, were compiled by Vyasadeva with a view to presenting just the cream of Vedic knowledge. Srimad Bhagavatam is the natural commentary on this cream. Srila Shukadev Goswami was a thoroughly realized master on the Vedanta Sutra, and consequently, he also personally realized the commentary, Srimad Bhagavatam. And just to show his boundless mercy upon bewildered materialistic men who want to cross completely over nescience, he recited for the first time this confidential knowledge. There is no point in arguing that a materialistic man can be happy. No materialistic creature, be he the great Brahma or an insignificant ant, can be happy. Everyone tries to make a permanent plan for happiness, but everyone is baffled by the laws of material nature. Therefore, the materialistic world is called the darkest region of God's creation. Yet, the unhappy materialists can get out of it simply by desiring to get out. Unfortunately, they are so foolish that they do not want to escape. Therefore, they are compared to the camel who relishes thorny twigs because he likes the taste of the twigs mixed with blood. He does not realize that it is his own blood and that his tongue is being cut by the thorns. Similarly, to the materialist, his own blood is as sweet as honey, and although he is always harassed by his own material creations, he does not wish to escape. Such materialists are called karmics. Out of hundreds of thousands of karmics, only a few may feel tired of material engagement and desire to get out of the labyrinth. Such intelligent persons are called jnanis. The Vedanta Sutra is directed to such jnanis, but Srila Vyasadeva, being the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, could foresee the misuse of the Vedanta Sutra by unscrupulous man, and therefore he personally supplemented the Vedanta Sutra with the Bhagavata Purana. It is clearly said that this Bhagavatam is the original commentary on the Brahma Sutras. Srila Vyasadeva also instructed the Bhagavatam to his own son, Srila Shukadev Goswami, who was already at the liberated stage of transcendence. Srila Shukadev Goswami realized it personally and then explained it. By the mercy of Srila Shukadeva, the Bhagavata Vedanta Sutra is available for all those sincere souls who want to get out of material existence. Srimad Bhagavatam is the one unrivaled commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Shripada Shankaracharya intentionally did not touch it because he knew that the natural commentary would be difficult for him to surpass. he wrote his Shariraka Bhashya, and his so-called followers deprecated the Bhagavatam as some new presentation. One should not be misled by such propaganda directed against the Bhagavatam by the Mayavada school. From this introductory shloka, the beginning student should know that Srimad Bhagavatam is the only transcendental literature meant for those who are Paramahamsas and completely freed from the material disease called malice. The Mayavadis are envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead despite Shripada Shankaracharya's admission that Narayana, the personality of Godhead, is above the material creation. The envious Mayavadi cannot have access to the Bhagavatam, but those who are really anxious to get out of this material existence may take shelter of this Bhagavatam because it is uttered by the liberated Srila Shukadeva Goswami. It is transcendental torchlight by which one can see perfectly the transcendental absolute truth realized as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Shimate Praladananda Swamiti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Bhutale Shimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Sarasvate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Bhashate Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Veta Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Srila Prabhupada says in the purport that everyone tries to make a permanent plan for happiness, but everyone is baffled by the loss of material nature. That's a very interesting phrase. And we can see how this happens. I was traveling a bit this week, and I was thinking how this is somehow similar, of course, I mean, on different scale. I was thinking Narada Muni, after his, I think this was his previous incarnation, after his mother passed away, he was just going around and seeing Krishna's creation and experiencing different ways that how Krishna is manifested. And as I was going around this place, that place, it was quite interesting to see how powerful Maya is and how it conditions people. Because everyone seems like somehow they are sedated. This like go to the hospital, they give you some injection, and you don't feel the pain anymore when they operate you. And everyone is like this. Just going around. Everyone is very busy, like they are doing something very important. And I was in Maribor a bit. There's this land festival. There's festival, there's music all over the city. You go to the park. There's this nice park. And there's so many children. So many children they have in Maribor. Anyway, there's thousands of children in that park, like during Land Festival. And if you try to stop people, talk to people who have children, forget it, their consciousness is completely absorbed in, my children. Oh, he said, goo, wow, He said, gaga, wow, like they're completely absorbed in, their consciousness is completely absorbed in those children. This is, of course, women also, when they see children, they are like, they forget everything, Panchatattva is there, it doesn't matter. Whoa. Of course, when devotees are trying to raise children in Krishna consciousness, and that's somehow different. Anyway, no comment. Sometimes you see devotee children and you're wondering what's the difference, but anyway, that's another topic. So most people, they have, if they go to the park, they have a few children. And then there was, throughout the park, there was so many places where they would entertain the children, like painting, some music, some drums, some this, some that, like anyway, and the parents were like very happy. Yes, this is the festival, and then completely absorbed. And then you try to stop them. Hello, Krishna. There's some spiritual. You have a soul. Oh, I forget it. Just get lost. So people have very important thing, and if they don't have children, which is probably rare, at least in the park, if they don't have children, then they are sitting there, drinking and having fun, like drinking some beer. Life is good. You try to stop these people. Can't you see we're having fun? Oh, by the way, if you ever try to, we sometimes when we go to small cities, we go to bars, which bars are still acceptable, but the restaurants, forget it, like when people are eating, this is very important. They're busy, Of course, they don't know what they are eating, and most of the time, even if they walk while eating, they're still disturbed. They're eating this kebab, this meat, and this somewhere else. Still, don't disturb me. I'm eating now. Oh, okay. Maybe you should sit down and eat peacefully somewhere. Anyway, so people are really busy. So many things they have to do, and if not, they're drinking. Then there's on the other stage there's some rock music. And of course, these people who have, very attractive, not people screaming, that's rock music. We had in Romania one devotee some sort of devotee. He was attracted to rock music, and we were joking with him that rock music is all about kill your parents. That's all. That's all the rock music, but still very attractive and very important. They go, hey, hello. Yeah, come on, can't you hear? This is important. We have to kill our parents. Yeah. Anyway, so. And of course, if they have a nice new girlfriend, usually you can distinguish new couples and old couples. Like old couples, they are really bored. And then new couples are completely absorbed. Wow, Maya Devi personified came to me. Wow, this is so nice. I try to stop them. Forget it, there's no chance. They're completely absorbed. And so everyone has their own thing that they are doing, and it's very important, for them. And they are completely absorbed in this. So if you go there and it's like, do you want to get out of the fire of the material existence? They look at you like you're a bit nuts, like Srila Prabhupada says in the commentary that materialistic people just want to get out of the material conditioning, but they don't, because it's so nice. At least in their head, it's so nice. So and then I met this guy who was from South America somewhere. He said, I tried to give him some knowledge. He says, I have all the knowledge. He was smelling like alcohol, but he had all the knowledge, And because I met these shamans, and I know everything. All right. And then I met this guy. He was interesting. He had some of our books, and he was really the smart guy. He was like, I read these books, but they got it wrong in many cases. Okay, all right. So I try to give him a Krishna book, and he looks on the back and says like, or that we are spirit, soul, and there's a supreme God. No, that's wrong. I'm God, you're God, everyone is God. Okay, right, right. So anyway, I was like, okay, but maybe, give it a try. Maybe something they got it right. Some things they are wrong, okay, no problem. But maybe something they got right. And he was like very concerned about reptilians and so on, like sometimes people ask you about what can we do about reptilians. Like, whoa, this is not in Bhagavatam. Yes, it's in Bhagavatam. It's fifth canto. It's described this subterranean heavens where these reptilians, these nagas live. Oh, okay, and they can change their shape and many stuff. Like they can do. But they are so powerful. They are on the level of demigods, like in power, and they think, oh, how can we protect ourselves against these nagas? You cannot. So people ask, oh, okay, we will have a plan. He was like, I don't have a bank account, so they will not, they cannot touch me. Like, really? So he says, like, full consciousness was in these reptilians. Okay. He was like thinking that I'm wasting my time with these books. I mean, if these reptilians come on earth by some arrangement, like what can you do? You chant Hare Krishna and hope that Krishna will protect you, like it's like saying that if the Yamadutas come to take you out of the body, if you know something about the Yamadutas, that will help you. They won't help you. They'll just... So, oh yeah, and I was in Rogashka Slatina. Rogashka Slatina is one of the heavenly planets. You've been there? Yeah, it's like a heavenly planet, like they have this Italian-style building, huge buildings, huge parks, really nicely maintained, like, and people are there, like, usually old people, they are there to get their body in shape again, which will not happen. And of course, like all these 60s, 70s, like if you get a bit outside of the center, you see the real world, like that's like 1 kilometer away. It's completely different, but there the center's like, heavenly planets. These books about the soul. Oh, who cares about the soul? I'm good. Maybe I have a few health problems, but I will take a bath in these mineral waters, and I'm good. No problem. All right. So this is the material world. Everywhere you go, you can see people are somehow enjoying, somehow busy in their plans, and they have no interest. Like they're completely not interested in Krishna consciousness. And the spiritual master, it's like here it's Shukadev Goswami. They are supposed to preach in these places where people have no interest, and somehow or other, by their mercy, give them Krishna consciousness. Somehow. So, Shukadev Goswami gave Srimad Bhagavatam. Because, and we'll explain a bit later. And Srila Prabhupada, it's interesting, when Srila Prabhupada came to the West, he didn't come with Bhagavad Gita. He came with Srimad Bhagavatam. That's very interesting. I mean, that's a long discussion. What's more important, Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita? Depends. Probably for the beginners, Bhagavad Gita is more important. For the other devotees, they're both important. Depends what you know. And there's these prayers on when Srila Prabhupada came to Boston. First, he was on the Jaladuta on this ship, and interesting ride he had. And when he came to Boston, he saw the Americans, and he instantly knew, oh my God. He was like, Srila Prabhupada instantly knew, oh my God. And first in his prayer is this part where he's like thinking, Krishna, why did you bring me here? These people are crazy. And then he says, yeah, maybe if you brought me here, maybe you have some plan. So, of course, he instantly knows, oh, these people are so covered by passion and ignorance. And they are not interested in the message of Krishna. But still he's thinking, oh, what's the solution? You know, what can we, how can we deliver these people? He says, of course, that's only by Krishna's mercy and a pure devotee's mercy. But he says that the words of Srimad Bhagavatam are your incarnation, and if a sober person repeatedly receives it with submissive oral reception, then he will be able to understand your message. That's Prabhupada's solution. They have to hear about Krishna. So somehow, all these people who just waste their time, they just go around, oh, no time, we're having fun. They have to hear about Krishna, somehow. And then Srila Rupa Goswami says, there's this famous verse, I don't know, I think that's Bengali. It says, somehow or other, they have to hear about Krishna. You make some tricks, you make some, like parents make with children. You know, they make airplanes. So, somehow or other, people should hear about Krishna in some way. And then Srila Prabhupada quotes this from this chapter, actually, from Srimad Bhagavatam, Shivata Svakata Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtanam, Hidanta Sosva Badrani Vidunoti Suprita Sattva, Nashta Praeshwa Badreshu Nitya Bhagavata Sevaya, Bhagavati Yuta Mashloki Bhaktir Bhagavati Naishtiki. He quotes this, there's 5 verses he quotes, which say that Shri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma in everyone's heart and benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleans his desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, that's an interesting part. Srila Prabhupada, initial translation is Srila Prabhupada says, by regularly hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. But he doesn't, but after some time, he said, he changed the translation, he said, by regular attendance in classes on Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the official translation. He says, okay, you have to come to class. You're not here outside the class. So you have to have, by regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering the service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is prayed with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable heart. So that's, Srila Prabhupada didn't invent this solution. He just took it from Bhagavatam. So the solution for all the problems people have is that they are covered by a mode of ignorance and passion, and they have to hear Srimad Bhagavatam somehow or other. And that's more or less our mission. Lord Chaitanya said, Yara Dekata Shi Panchatattva ki jai, Shi Kornitai ki jai, Yara Dekata Rekaha Krishna Upadesha Mara Gaya Guru Anatarai Desha. Whoever you meet, you somehow tell them something about Krishna. So that's our mission. And we go out there, and we have the best knowledge, but not many people are really interested. Of course, I mean, sometimes we make some tricks and they are polite. I met this Kalavati Gopi Mataji, and she was telling me she had many. Last week we were in Sloven Gradec, and she told me that she had many books, Bhagavatams, first canto, second canto. And she told me that, yeah, devotees came here for Padayatra, and they distributed a lot of books, and then people, they take these books because they are nice, devotees are nice. Oh, hello, how are you today? These books for the soul. And they give a donation because they are nice people. And then they go home, they open the books. Oh, it's about Krishna. Oh, we don't like these books. So these books go to the bookstores, these antique bookstores. And then she knows someone there. She's like, we have these books. We don't need them. Please take them. So anyway, it's not all the books get to the bookstores, but some people actually just take the books because, they are polite. But anyway, people are not really interested. And the problem is also devotees are sometimes not really interested. So there's such a, I was talking with Trai Prabhu, there's such a huge potential in Slovenia, Everywhere we go, you can distribute books. This is like amazing. And I was thinking, like Uddhava Mitra is distributing hundreds of books every month in Celje, which means Celje and probably Šentjur and Žalec, which is 100,000 people in total, if you add up. But still, he's distributing books, and in Marathon, he's distributed thousands of books, and we go there, and every time we distribute more books. And they're like, how? There's, Celje is 35,000 people, how can you distribute thousands of books in Celje? But you can, and people who have all the books, you still say, oh, but you can help with a donation, it's, I like you, And they give a donation, you give them a book, you give to a friend, and still, we can still distribute a lot of books. So there's huge potential, and everywhere you go, even you go in these heavenly planets, Rogashka, Slatina, everyone is good, but still you meet some people who somehow will take some books, That's like really amazing. That's such a nice experience to see that it doesn't matter the environment, go this place, that place, this other place, and people are like, you're looking and they're obviously not interested. And you just pray to Krishna, you just learn to depend on Krishna, and then you go and Krishna will send some people who somehow, they will take some books. They're like, all right. So it would be so easy if we would be a bit organized to just go around and flood the whole country with Srila Prabhupada's books. And then when you think it's enough, you go again and you distribute more books. I don't know. I was quite a bit. But we are not so interested in doing that. So we start from where we are, we don't all have Lalit Govinda Prabhu's enthusiasm, Like when we want to go for Harinam, Lalit Govinda Prabhu, his health is as it is, but he's first, yeah, let's go. Where? So, we're traveling to these strange places, 3 hours drive back and forth, and he's, yeah, let's go, no problem, So we should, so we're not so enthusiastic, unfortunately. So we start from where we are. We start with our sadhana, our own sadhana. It's really hard to have sadhana. I was experiencing in Konice, I forgot my japa. I was chanting on this clicker, on this electronic clicker. It was so horrible. And like every 10 mantras, I was like, are we there yet? It's so horrible. And the mind was always like, let's do something else. Really, really horrible time. Anyway, it's very easy to do something else, to fall from this sadhana bhakti, regulated. You know, it's very hard to stay regulated. You have to really control the mind, and that's why, of course, you have to do sadhana in the association of the devotees. I did chant my rounds eventually, you know, like on this. Anyway, but and still, if we follow the process, the potency is still there. It's not that if you go away from the temple, then your life is a mess. No, you should still try. It might be a bit difficult, but you should still try to chant Hare Krishna. That's why traveling Sankirtan is a challenge, because the tendency is there to, oh, why do we need a morning program? We don't need. We'll chant something in the car if you have time. No, you have to have time, because if you want to preach, you have to have something. You have to be convinced. And if you don't not doing the morning program, you're chanting around. Let's go. No, then you don't have any potency. So, but you do the morning program, you do evening program, you read something, you hear some classes, and the potency is still there. You know, so even if someone is not living in the temple, he lives at home with his family, they can still do it. You know, they still have to try to do it. Yeah. So, yeah, and why we don't do it? Well, that's because we have material desires. And material desires always come and catch us, like, let's do something, let's enjoy something. Oh, we're free, you know, like, now we're not in the temple, so we're free to do whatever we want. Then material desires come, and then sadhana is finished, preaching is finished, bang, finished. Yeah. So we should be very careful with these material desires. Anyway, it's a miracle that somehow, by the arrangement of the providence, we'll now have Padayatra again. So this is a real opportunity to do something, to follow in the footsteps of the great acharyas, you know, to follow in the footsteps of Srila Shukadev Goswami. And it's Padayatra can be also challenging, because there will be many things there. There will be ice cream, there will be swimming. I mean, there's no choice. What can devotees will want to go swimming, do that, you know. And there will be Lubenica, and the devotees will want to stay late, and then in the morning, it's so tempting, you know, like you stay until 11 with the devotees and talk, and how are you, yeah, and how are you, and by the way, how are you? Like, about Krishna, of course. And then in the morning you wake up and like, it's 7 already, oh my God. So anyway, it's really a challenge to keep the focus on Krishna, because there's so many temptations there. And of course, preaching is a two-way street, you know, like you go and preach to these people, and also these people, especially if you go for Sankirtan, they preach to you back, you know, like, yeah, oh yeah, but how about just sit here a bit and enjoy with us, and then you distribute your books, no problem. So yeah, that's and also, you know, the devotees sometimes I saw there was Harinam, you know, like they're going through the center, and they go past these shops, and they have skirts and dresses, you know, like, and the Matajis, you know, like, Hare Krishna. Probably Prabhus do it differently with electronics or something. But anyway, there's the tendency is there. So we should really try to keep the focus on, okay, maybe I have these material desires, but I don't take them too seriously, and I try to do something to please Krishna. So I'm hoping that there will be some focus in this Padayatra to on Krishna's service, on sharing Srila Prabhupada's message and Krishna's message. And then this Padayatra will be successful. At least for the people who are doing that, because it's individual, it's like this Padayatra is Chintamani. It's like you take whatever you want. You want to go out and give the holy names, you can do that. You want to go and distribute Srila Prabhupada's books, you can do that. You want to space out and play chess, you can do that also. No problem. So everyone, according to what they want, they will take something from Padayatra. Okay, I'll stop here. If there's some questions, complaints, concerns. All right. Thank you so much. I hope I didn't depress you too much. Gratara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. No pressure, yeah. No pressure.
Krishna